Hi guys, welcome back to my kitchen yet again. What we're going to do today is we are going to do a cauliflower veggie cheese medley. It's a little bit on the unhealthy side because obviously we've got cheese and we've got some butter and things going into this. It's still going to be healthier than a takeaway, let's put it that way, because I mean we've got real vegetables here for starters. So without further ado, we'll get stuck straight into this one. I'll see you in a minute. Fantastic, so as you can see I've chopped up the vegetables roughly to get it started, because that's just a faff, and if you don't know how to chop vegetables then you just need to take a little bit of practice, and there's plenty of other YouTube videos out there showing you how to chop different vegetables. So what we've gone and done, we've gone in bâtonned or julienned our carrots, rough chop on our collie, rough chop the broccoli, not a lot left because I kind of used that in the kedgeree earlier, really rough chop on some nice red onions, what was left of that red onion from earlier as well. I've got a blend of two cheeses here. I've got the cheddar cheese and some mozzarella, a little bit of butter, a little bit of flour, some creme fraiche and a bit of white wine. So this is going to make up our sauce with a little bit of cheese left over to crisp up on the top, and this is what we're going to be cooking. So this is the bulk of our meal is right here. So it's a vegetarian option, suitable for vegetarians obviously, not really suitable for vegans because obviously we've got cheese and we've got creme fraiche and things like that. I don't think, if I remember rightly, I don't think vegans are the one that eat any animal product, and they're just purely vegetables and plant products. So what we're going to do is we're going to move you over onto the cooker hob in a minute and show you what we're doing over there, because we need to get this sauce started and then we'll get it all bunged into the oven. If you turn your oven on to about gas mark 6, I'll have to look it up and I'll put in the description down below the conversions into degrees and whatnot, into centigrade, and put it into Fahrenheit as well for you. So what I'm going to do is we'll move you over to the oven now and we'll get started. Brilliant guys, we're going to get started now. So what you're going to do in your pan is you're going to put your butter in there, and you're going to get those red onions in there, because same as when we did with the kedgeree, we're going to get those red onions in there and get them softened down slightly. I'm only putting about half in to this because we'll put half in a bit later, so we've got a little bit more crunch on those ones when we go to eat the dish later. So once again, a low heat when you're melting the butter in and softening your onions, because you do not want them to caramelise. So this might be a bit more difficult to see into because obviously we've got the saucepan as opposed to the frying pan this time, but I'm just going to do the exact same as we did this morning and just sweat these onions off and get them nice and soft. So I'll be right back. Perfect guys, so next stage, you can see that that's started to soften down. We've got that really nice. Next stage, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to throw in some parsley. Quite a lot of parsley because I like it, and there's some thyme mixed in there as well. We're going to give that a quick blend in, get that mixed around. Yeah, we're putting the whisk in now because the next stage we're doing is we're going to add some plain flour into this, and we need to keep beating it so that there's no lumps in this dish whatsoever. This is the basis for your sauce, so we'll beat it as we put the flour in because we don't want any lumps whatsoever. You can see as we beat it in, it's starting to thicken up, and this is just the best way to do it, is to keep mixing it with your whisk. I'd say that's about there because we don't want any more flour in there, otherwise it's going to go lumpy. This is the basis for our sauce. Again, we're keeping it on the low heat whilst we're doing this. Look at that, absolutely no lumps in there whatsoever. That's what we want as the base for our sauce. RIP anybody using the headphones for that, because that's going to hurt. Next off, we're going to go in there with some more. We're going to go in there with some creme fraiche. We're just going to get that in because we need some liquid in there, and we're going to get that in. I use creme fraiche rather than using a milk because I can use less of it if I use creme fraiche and some water. So I prefer to do it that way. Again, once it's in there, you need to give it a good blend, making sure that there's no lumps in there whatsoever. As you can see there, look at that. That's looking rather nice already. At this point you can smell it and it just smells divine. So into that I am going to put a little tiny pinch of rock salt. Any salt you've got in the kitchen will be fine. Just want a little pinch of salt in there, just to bring that flavour in there and give the, just to spice up your sauce that little bit. You're not wanting too much. You can see it's starting to thicken up there, so I'm going to add some of my water now. So in goes the hot water. Probably want about that much for now. We might add some more later. So once again, in with the whisk, getting rid of all of those lumps that are in there. It's going to start to look very much like a very thin soup at this stage. Okay, if you can actually see that. Can you guys see that? I hope you can see that. I'll find out when I edit that later. But you can see that's really nice and runny now. It's literally just a watery soup. Next stage into this, we're going to put the majority of our cheese in. So we're keeping some cheese out to the side because we want to top our dish later on. So a little bit of cheese left to the side. Now's when we just have to sit there and stir it without splashing too much. But you just got to continuously stir it. I'm going to change back from the whisk into the spoon for this, and I'll see. Right, it's starting to thicken up that little bit more. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add the rest of our flour into this and keep blending. I've probably in total had about just 2 tablespoons of flour, so it's not that much. Let's see if we can do this cack-handed and show you what we're doing. Once again, keep moving, keep it moving, do not let it stop whilst you're adding the flour, otherwise you will lose your sauce and have to start again because it will just be too thick and lumpy. And we don't want to do that because we're cheapskates. We don't like spending money if we don't have to. I think most people don't like spending money, it's not just a student thing. But we quite often get told that we spend too much money on alcohol and not enough on actual life, which is quite amusing because I'm pretty sure the people that are telling us about spending the money, they did exactly the same thing when they were students. So we're getting there now. You can see this lovely thick sauce coming together. At this point I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of white wine. I'm not going to measure it because I really can't be bothered. But if you want to measure it in, please do. You don't want to overdo it with the wine. You want the flavour and you want that wine to cook off when we actually put it in the oven, giving you the flavour without the alcohol content. In it goes, and just give it a blend. And once that's ready, which is about now, we're going to transfer it over on top of our vegetables. So I'll see you back on the other side of the kitchen. Welcome back. So all I've done is I have thrown all of those vegetables into an oven-proof dish. That's all you need to do. Next stage is really simple. We're just going to pour this on top of the vegetables. Making sure we get all of those lovely flavours out of there and straight into our dish for cooking. Give it a scrape because there's cheese in there, it's going to stick to the sides. That'll do. We're not too greedy. What you need to do now is you're just going to cover this and cook it again, as I say, at gas mark 6, other temperatures down below, for about 20 minutes. You can leave it in the oven, you don't need to do anything with it, but we're going to cover it first. Just a bit. that's ready for the oven. We'll be back when I take it out of the oven in about 20 minutes. That's just had 20 minutes in the oven now. So what we're going to do, we've taken it out, we've uncovered it, just going to give that a stir. Please be very careful, it's an extremely hot dish at this stage. It's starting to smell fantastic right now. I'd say we give that another sort of 5 minutes uncovered in the oven. So what I'm going to do now, instead of putting the cover on it, we're just going to throw our leftover cheese on the top, and then that goes back in the oven. I'll leave a little bit out just in case I need to put it under the grill, just to give it a crispy top, but we'll leave that as is. We'll throw that back in the oven now for 5 minutes, and we'll see you in 5 minutes time. Welcome back, guys. That's it, had its another 5 minutes in the oven, so let's just take that out now and show you what we've got. There we go. So you can see that's actually starting to firm up on the top quite nicely. It's looking really good. I'm just going to touch it to the side and just see. Yeah, that's looking perfect. That's how we want it. What I'm going to do now is I'm probably going to put that little tiny bit of cheese that I had left over. I'm going to throw that on the top and whack it under the grill and just really crisp up that top. So here we go. Just throw that on top. Yeah, we've kind of loaded this with cheese. It's not going to be the healthiest option. It's going in the grill. I'll grill that up, get it back out, and then we can serve it, and you can see just how nice that is going to look. Welcome back once more. Oh, you're going to get tired of me saying that. But there we go, guys. Absolutely gorgeous looking cauliflower veggie medley. We're going to spoon some into our bowl here. So look at that, nice crispy top is what we want to see. That's a difficult part. So let's get some of that in there with the crispy top. Now let's go digging, get some vegetables. There we go. That's the side. Best thing about this dish is you can portion it out, freeze it, reuse it anytime you want. Keep it in your freezer. Maybe 3 or 4 months. After that, if you've not eaten it, you're not going to, so you might as well ditch it by that point. As you can see, I've just served it with some buttered toast with where I've used a parsley butter on my toast, and a nice glass of white wine. So I'd just like to say thank you once again for watching my video. If you like what you see, please hit that like button. It lets me know that you want to see more videos. If you're new to the channel, then please hit subscribe. Everybody's going to be new to this channel because it's a new channel. And if you hit the little bell, it will let you know every time I upload a new video. So, one veggie broccoli medley, not quite so healthy, but I'm going to tuck into my tea tonight, and I hope you do too. See you next time. Goodbye.